Hello, good morning, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be looking at the Injustice games running on the AYANEO. We're starting off with Injustice Gods Among Us, running at 11 watts. I don't mind telling you that both of these games that are featured in today's video have caused me more frustration than I've felt in a while. They honestly felt like clients that changed their minds every 5 seconds and just leaves me feeling like I want to strangle them. So first off, we're going to start with Injustice Gods Among Us. It's running pretty stable at 11 watts. I found the frame rate to be pretty consistent with the settings that I'm showing here. However, initially when I was running this game and trying out different settings, for some reason I found that the frame rate was directly connected to the wattage, so essentially the game would not hold 60 frames per second unless I set it to 20 watts, no matter what settings I put the game at. However, later on it started to behave itself and suddenly it ran fine at 11 watts. So a couple of notes. One thing, none of the cutscenes in this video will have audio in them. I've done this to avoid getting copyright strikes from Warner Brothers due to the music used in the cutscenes. All the fights will have their audio, so if you care about that, you can skip ahead and listen to that. I will not be talking during the fight scenes though, so that you can enjoy them, and one's coming up now, so I'll see you after that.
His money's green, and as a bonus, I get to kill Batman. Can't outmaneuver me. Try again. You'll have to kill me.
Tempting. Sorry, Deathstroke. No bonus for you.
Like you saw, generally very stable frame rate there, around 60, high 50s, just about there. I don't really know what's causing those dips. It's different in every battle. It's not really caused by any environments. It just kind of happens. But I'll let you enjoy the rest of the fights in this game, and we'll come back for Injustice 2.
Now I break your back.
I will break the bat.
I don't break easily.
Bane, Catwoman, Grundy. You're all alone, Luther.
Geniuses often are.
Psychopaths like you.
You hero types are all alike, even less imposing close up.
You're testing my patience.
Resigned to throwing toys? Damn you!
Time to teach you humility.
Try again.
Making me angry.
Don't get it.
Try this on, genius. Superman, report.
It's done. The others are mopping up. I'm taking Doomsday into deep space.
Make sure it's very deep space.
What's that?
It's the none of your damn business alarm.
Be fine without you.
Try again.
Now stay down.
And keep quiet.
You're under arrest.
Guess I won't be getting any more lip from her.
Alright, now we're jumping into Injustice 2. This is the Game Pass version. Specifically, I featured the Game Pass Steam and Cloud version in this video. However, the Game Pass version is the one that caused me the most amount of frustration. And that's specifically for two reasons that you'll see why. I'm running this game at 11 watts. I found with the settings that I've shown, the game generally runs at the maximum frame rate for both cutscenes and battles. However, there are problems in both, and you'll see what they are once we actually get further in the video. So here I'm actually showing you my preferred settings, which I found to keep the frame rate at either 50 frames per second or 60 frames per second. And no, I'm not making a mistake saying that. For some reason, this game either maxes out at 50 frames per second or it sticks to 60 frames per second for whatever reason. Now, once we jump into the cutscenes, what I would like you to do is keep an eye on the frame rate counter, specifically when the robots start to appear. You'll notice the frame rate counter jumps from 60 frames per second to 25 frames per second. That drop causes audio sync issues. So the audio runs faster than the video, and the video usually ends up being about 10 seconds behind. Now, the only fix that I found online for this is people saying that if you pause the game for about 5 to 10 seconds, the video will catch up to the audio again. So it'll skip forward a few seconds to where the audio plays again. For now, I'll let you watch the first fight here coming up and see how the performance is, and I'll come back after that.
Right to be angry, but it's not a blank check. And the Justice League isn't a death squad. time.
Booyah!
You don't see it yet, but Superman's wrong.
Alright, so you'll have noticed two things in that fight we just saw. First, in the beginning of the fight, if you look at Batman's mouth, you'll actually notice that his lips don't sync up with the audio, specifically the words that he's saying. That's the thing that I was mentioning before, where the audio runs faster than the video due to the frame rate. I don't know why the frame rate gets stuck there. Again, there is a fix for it, but you will not be able to fix it on Game Pass. I'll explain why after this fight that's about to happen. Secondly, you'll notice again is that you have to leave VSync on because this game does cause tearing on the AYANEO. However, if you leave VSync on, it will increase the frame rate above 50, and it's very capable of reaching 60, and you'll see later on in the video that it's very capable of reaching 60. However, the VSync does not let it. It intentionally lowers the frame rate to 50. I don't know why it's doing this, but it does this. Anyway, see you in a second.
All people, I thought you would understand. You underestimate me.
Good move. Rethink your strategy.
Hail Athena!
Now. Your powers don't matter.
Ready to lose your head?
Don't bet on it.
Of all people, I thought you would understand.
Your only hope is surrender. Now.
Alright, so this brings me to another point that you'll probably see from left right, is that the wattage is above 11 watts. I don't know how the game's doing this, I don't know why the game's doing this. I promise you in iSpace it's locked to 11 watts, but for some reason it increases it to up to 20 watts. Again, frustrating.
Which is why I have to stop you. There's no peace in revenge. Powers don't matter.
Traitors, all of you!
You're grounded. I'm sorry, Clark.
I'll be on Superman's.
Don't waste my time.
Alright, from the fights I've shown you so far, you've probably seen two important things. One is that the frame rate is very stable during battles. It does max out at 50, but it is still stable. Second, the super moves always seem to get stuck at 25 frames a second. Thirdly, as you'll see here, for some reason whenever Superman or Supergirl is on screen, the frame rate seems to dip down to 25 frames per second and causes audio sync issues. You'll have to take my word for it, this is what happens. Now we're going to jump into the Steam version and you'll see the differences. So welcome to the Steam version of Injustice 2. And this version solves a lot of the issues that I had with the Game Pass version. I don't know why this version works and that version doesn't. It might be because this is the Ultimate Edition and that's just the Standard Edition. However, I don't think that's the case. I think that for some reason the Game Pass version has the bugs that were originally in the game intact, because these bugs did exist in the original version of the game and was released in 2017. I've checked online and there were people who actually created a fix for these bugs, which would max out the frame rate at 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second for the cutscenes. However, it is not possible for you to apply these fixes because Microsoft does not let you mod Game Pass files. So you are stuck with the Game Pass version if that's all you have. However, at the end of this video, I will show you an alternative. However, if you have the Steam version and you're still running into problems, in order to find that fix, all you need to do is Google the words Injustice 2 hook. And that should lead you to the files that you need and the instructions you need to follow in order to fix your version of the game. I'll let you see the gameplay in a second.
Right to be angry, but it's not a blank check. And the Justice League isn't a death squad.
Regime's over. Now.
gonna lock you up this time.
Don't be so sure. You don't see it yet, but Superman's wrong.
Now you can see from what you've seen so far in the video, not only does this version of the game fix the 50 frames per second cap that the Game Pass version had, it also fixes the audio sync issues that the Game Pass version has, because I don't know if you'll notice, but if you go back to the cutscene, it specifically runs at 30 frames per second. And the Game Pass version runs at 25 frames per second. Those 5 frames are enough to cause audio sync issues in the Game Pass version. Whereas in this version, you get 60 frames per second in the battles and you get proper cutscenes. Again, it's aggravating, it's frustrating. I've tried so hard to find a fix for this. There just isn't one. I'm very sorry if you have the Game Pass version. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Like, you'll be able to play multiplayer and you'll be able to enjoy the fights in single player. However, the cutscenes, if you want to play it locally on your PC, you're gonna have to deal with that. However, there is an alternative, which I'll show you at the end.
All people, I thought you would understand. Hail Demeter! You are not worthy.
Now. Rethink your strategy.
Hail Hestia! Admit that you're wrong.
Powers don't matter.
Hail Artemis!
Alright, as you might have seen from the battles so far, the TDP of this game is closer to 20 watts rather than 11 watts. Even though it's been set to 11 watts in ISpace, it seems to draw more power. Again, I don't know why this is happening, I don't know why this isn't sticking to 11 watts, but the game runs at 60 frames per second, so I still accept it. Now, we're gonna jump into Xbox game streaming. Now, I included this game because I firmly believe there's 3 types of people who have Game Pass that would want to hear at least someone's opinion on streaming this game on Xcloud. The first type is the type of person that doesn't even know this option exists. The second type is someone who believes that they could play it but the lag's too bad. The third type is the person that doesn't want to do game streaming at all, doesn't like how it feels, and just wants to play it locally. Okay? I completely understand your perspective, right? So the first type, quite simply, this is an option for you. Search for Xbox game streaming, log in with your Game Pass membership details, and you can play this right now. You'll have a better experience than you would on the AYANEO if you only have the Game Pass version. If you have the Steam version, search for Injustice 2 Hook, and that should set you up. Okay? And you'll have fun with this version. You'll be okay. And you won't have to worry about the bugs that occur in the standard edition. For the second type of person, alright? I've played a couple of matches in this version of the game. If all you are interested in is the story mode, this is a good version to play. It avoids the bugs that occur in the standard edition. You can enjoy the cutscenes. The lag is there, but it's no worse than you playing it on a TV screen. As long as you have a good internet connection, you can enjoy this game surprisingly well. You'll have a good experience, at least for the story mode. I would not recommend it for the multiplayer, but for the story mode, it is recommended. For the third type of person who just wants to play this game locally on their AYANEO and won't accept any substitutes, all I can suggest to you is, if you want to play through the story mode and you only have access to the Game Pass version, this is the only version you're going to be able to play. If you can find it on sale, I highly recommend you buy the Steam version. Doesn't matter if it's a standard edition or the ultimate edition, although I would recommend the ultimate edition because it comes with everything, including the extra characters and the DLC. I'd highly recommend you buy that, because even if you get the standard edition on Steam and it has the same issues as the Game Pass version, you'll at least be able to mod the Injustice 2 Hook mod into it, which will fix your frame rate issues. Or, like, for some reason the Steam version might have updates and fixes that the Game Pass version does. I don't know why it would, but it just might. For everyone else who has only access to the Game Pass version, I'm very sorry. I wish I had better news. However, I think streaming the game is a valid option for you, and if you want to play multiplayer, you can always download it locally and use the settings that I provided, and you should still have a fun time. However, for story mode, I would suggest you stick to game streaming. It is a valid option. The lag really isn't that bad. You really won't notice it. As you can see from the fight, I'm doing pretty well, and I think you'll have fun. Alright, that's it from me. Please like, subscribe the video, leave any comments and I'll try and answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and adios.